No, don't trust me, mate. Don't trust me.
And I think Arteta's shown a bit too much loyalty to certain players. That's what we want. That's what we like to see. Team, we can do it. We can win. We can beat anyone on our day. But I think he's got to do that consistently. So it was daylight robbery.
People say, oh, come on, being harsh. Maybe it is harsh, but
it's just classic Arsenal, isn't it?
Newcastle looked the better team. We're pressing a lot more hard. It's hard. It's hard. Sad to see. This was in our hands. This was completely in our hands. We've come here. No offense to Newcastle, but we should be beating them here. We should be beating them. We had the Champions League in our hands. I ain't seen us qualify for it in about 6 years. This is killing me.
So obviously the big question is, and I think, split down the middle 50-50 with Arsenal fans. Now, Arteta, there's a lot of Arteta outs, believe it or not, already, which I find just staggering. I mean, at this stage. But let's fast forward ahead 12 months and say we're standing here with Arteta coming second again in the league and not winning a trophy. Does it then go from he's done really well, he's progressed the club, he's done brilliant stuff, to he should leave?
Alright, so before I answer, let me go into the bigger picture. So the bigger picture is, before Arteta was actually a manager of this club, I was upset we were linked with him. I didn't want him, based on the fact that we were in such a mess. Literally, those were trenches days, man. We were suffering. I was coming here, I was spending so much money watching crap. I'm being honest. So I was worried about the fact that we're getting a manager that hasn't got Premier League experience. Yes, he's got the assistant to Pep, which is good. That I'm not going to deny that's not a good thing, but he's not the one that's taken that on. So I never wanted him. For a long time I was Arteta out. It was only 22-23 season where I started to notice good things, but I was still skeptical. I'm still upset we threw it away by 5 points.
Yeah.
Again, that came down to Saliba and all that, but again it came down to lack of signings. Now 23-24, I'm not necessarily saying I'm Arteta out, but I am. Arteta does need to answer questions. And the reason I say this is because, first of all, what other club, especially a club of this stature, do managers get time? That's the first thing. Even lesser clubs like Tottenham don't give managers this kind of time. I'm just keeping it honest.
Yeah, it's very true.
So that's the first thing. Like, it's only Man United have started to do that a little bit, and even then, Ten Hag, I think, is going to find out very soon.
Very 50-50 on that, isn't it? Whether he's staying or going.
Yeah. So like, without drifting too much on that, but Louis van Gaal, all these players, because United have been on that decline, it's been happening. But I can't think of any other club besides Chelsea, who are again, but they're on a ridiculously low level now, where they're dealing with processes like we have.
Yeah.
So again, it's not the best example. It's coming into football now, but we started all this. But just again to say this, and we're not to compare us with Real Madrid. We're not on that level, 14 Champions Leagues, but if they Bayern Munich sacked sacked people straight away. Yeah, even winning managers have been sacked. Dominic Matteo at Chelsea in 2012.
Yeah.
Started the season and then he got sacked.
Yeah.
Because they have standards.
Yeah.
Now my problem is, and hear me out, like, if we're talking about process, which I don't think we should have done, because I think people might think it's controversial, but Ancelotti just won the Champions League. Everton took him the time we took Arteta.
Yes.
If we had Ancelotti, then he might have not done the best with our squad, but I think the process, whatever this thing means, might have been faster.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing to say.
Yeah.
And then you get a proven manager that knows how to work with these players. Secondly, in regard to Arteta, he's okay. It's going to literally be the start of the 5th season. Yeah, or we're 4.5 years in since I played with him, I'd say.
Yeah.
I think personally, if people keep going on about process, our fans, but you've got to give it time. He's 2 points off the league. So what's the next step? You tell me, what will be the next step for next season?
Well, he's got to win it, hasn't he?
Yeah, and if he doesn't win it, then what argument do process people have?
I think that then becomes, has he taken it as far as he can?
That's it. And look, for me, you're going to have unlucky moments, you're going to have this and that. I think he's done pretty well considering we've not had a second team.
Yeah.
I'll give credit where it's due, but he's also made errors. People need to understand that you have to have pros and cons to everything.
Yeah.
Pep has pros and cons.
Yeah.
I can't deny it.
Yeah.
Pep made mistakes at the FA Cup final. So, and it's really hurt. I hate seeing Man United win anything. Not that I want to see City win anything, but in comparison, I'm from that era. But we can't afford it because it's actually making our club a bit of a laughing stock. Our club's been a laughing stock for a long time, but if we keep talking about processes, and our fans talk a lot as well, I'm sorry, but our fans talk a lot like we're entitled to things with our current regime. We don't come with a lot of ambition. I'm just being honest, I don't believe that anyway. I know this club, I've been watching this club for so long, it's been putting me under stress. The last 18 years of my support, been support long before that, I've not been good. So I'm just being honest. They've been tough. Since we moved here. I've been in Highbury. So that's what I'm trying. It hurts.
It does.
So like I've seen when I went to school when we won that Premier League, and I was talking the most because we had Henri Vieira, Gilberto, Bergkamp. I got Perez's shirt for long. I've got Henri's shirt home. I still got Reyes's. R.I.P.
Yes.
I got a shirt home. This is my era. So you can see why I come with
same era as me.
Right, big up, man, big up. But this is what I'm trying to say. This is why I come with this expectations. So like our new fan base, I actually feel sorry for them. They've only seen Community Shields and FA Cups. And it's been recent FA Cups since 2014. We've not won anything. Look, trophy's a trophy, which is, again, let me just quickly say this as well. We should be aiming for trophies, 110%. We've not been doing that, and we should be like, we shouldn't take Carabao Cup lightly. You know, we shouldn't be taking that lightly. Same with the FA Cup. We really threw it away. And it's funny because then Liverpool ended up throwing it away as well. So it's just like two sadly eventual winners who we didn't want to. But it's just we need to take this seriously. So Arteta, that's another thing to criticise actually. I don't think he's taking cup competitions, minus the Champions League, with such, I
completely agree. A trophy's a trophy. End of the day, I remember at school people used to take the piss. They say, the Carabao Cups, the Donald Duck Cup, and all this sort of
Mickey Mouse,
this sort of rubbish.
Carling Cup.
A trophy's a trophy. A trophy's a trophy, and I think I'm in the same mind as you. I think he's got to win something. Ideally the league, but. A trophy's a trophy.
I think a trophy's a trophy, but considering the process, it's either league or Champions League. I'm sorry. Considering the process, because he's won the FA Cup, fair enough. Like I said earlier, I think Aubameyang won that for us, based on Emery's team.
He did.
And it's sad what happened. We don't need to go into that right now. But I think if we're going to talk about processes and it's taken this long, I'm sorry. As much as I love those, I love a trophy. As much as I love a trophy, it has to be. That's even worse. But that we've been by default, which we can't because now United won it. So
United are in it next season.
So it has to be Premier League or Champions. It has Premier League or Champions League based on a big reputable trophy. 5 years, 5.5 years by this time.
Too long.
It's too long.
Too long for a club like us.
I've seen a lot of trophies in my time prior to 2005. A lot. I've seen it. I loved it. At least if we didn't win the league, we at least won the FA Cup. Back then. And now it's like I can't deal with this. It's way too long.
Do you know the funny thing is before we go, I'm going to say this. 2006, I was 12, and I remember when we lost the Champions League final to Barca. I thought we'll be back next year, and my old man said, "Don't worry, Arsenal will be in the final again. They'll win it in the next year or two."
Nope. Well, after that, what was it? In 2007, we didn't even get close. It was Milan. In 2008 was Chelsea, the penalty shootout. 2009. No, 2000. It was Manchester United. Then Barcelona.
John Terry slip.
Oh my God. It's just like, you know what? If you told me back then, I actually kind of saw it happening weirdly, because when we moved here, people forget the kind of football we played. Well, it was very much. It's like tick-a-tack, passing the net. And we didn't have a strong squad. But we were always talked about youth. So, but if you did tell me we weren't going to win a trophy for 9 years, I wouldn't have believed you. As much as I was seeing the decline, 9 years.
9 years.
And I'm just a bit concerned where 4 years now without a trophy. The biggest year we've had gap since we've started winning trophies again was 3 years. Now we're going to the fourth. It's getting a bit concerning, man. I'll be honest with you, like, if he doesn't win a trophy next season, even the most optimistic fans like Ty, I love Ty. Even those kind of people, they need to question.
Well, there we go. We need a trophy next season, and
a big one based on the process.
Let's hope we win one.
Thanks, man.
Cheers.
Nice to meet you.